Right, let's check in with SABC News reporter Natasha Phiri, who's at the ANC Gauteng Provincial Conference that's currently taking or will be taking place this weekend in Benoni. Natasha, what's the latest at the conference?
Well, very good afternoon to you once again, Diab, and of course to our SABC viewers. Well, this conference has been marred by delays. Proceedings have not started. What you see here are delegates actually just sitting outside, hopefully waiting for conference to actually start anytime soon. But Diab, we know the reason why this conference has been delayed, and of course it has to do with those 19 quarantine votes that emanated from the Ekurhuleni region. Of course, we saw the region last month actually go to conference, and of course the bone of contention were those 5 branches in the region, branches like I beg your pardon, wards like 44, 50, 40, 108, 106 and 83. Of course those 19 quarantine votes are still a bone of contention. Yesterday, Diabo, as SABC, we did report that the NEC was actually tasked with this very issue. There's a special NEC that was tasked with this issue, and of course they've resolved and they've instructed the PEC to actually deal with this issue, and we now know that those various PEC members, I beg your pardon, are behind closed doors. But I mean, what does this mean for ordinary delegates here? Let's just go to a gentleman who's a stranger to no young people here in the province, Mr. Khabo Murifi, who's the Provincial Secretary of the Young Communist League, Ufa Simba, in this province. Khabo, thank you so much for joining us on SABC News. This conference was marred by delays. Delegates had hoped that by now you guys would have started. I mean, what are your sentiments as a YCL?
I think the NC is handling this issue. I think you would have heard that the National Executive Committee of the NC deliberated on the matters, and the matters have also been referred back to the PEC. We're hopeful that we have competent leadership in the PEC of the NC. They will be able to see to it that they resolve this whatever the challenges.
But you and I both know that they're at lockerheads. I mean, this is between 2 people. I mean, you've got PEC members who belong to both slates, both Panyaza Lesufi and Lebogang Maile inside there, and one would say things are heated up inside.
No, I think the NC is a democratic movement, and I mean, we practice the democracy. We've got to have conflicting views, and ultimately what is important is to rally behind particular decisions, and I believe that the PEC of the ANC in the province would be able to resolve, and so that the conference can start. We are aiming for deliberations in this conference. We're hoping that we will be able to turn around the ANC, renew the ANC, unite it, so that it becomes an embodiment of what the people of this country requires of it. So we believe it is our task to come here, deliberate on these issues, ensure that we provide thought leadership, and also renew the ANC, so that from the people, the social distance that is glaringly, appearing, we are able to close ranks, make sure that we work with the people of this country in taking this country forward.
You just used 2 keywords there, unity and renewal. Panyaza Lesufi's campaign, he's under the banner of unity, renewal and service. Who are you supporting this conference as a young person also?
Look, Natasha, it's a very important thing. I think in the South African Communist Party and the YCL, we have analyzed both divisions within the NC between the other ones, and we've characterized the other one as something that did not have clarity of thought. Adiwele was not a perspective, but the other one was founded on slogans of the movement. But we believed that it is important that the 2 are able to unite beyond this conference, so that we provide leadership to the people of this country. My preference
tell us about your preference.
I think Lesufi must take, this is my personal opinion, I think that Lesufi represents the type of leadership that this country requires going forward.
Has the Young Communist League, pronounced their candidates? We know that the region in Tshwane, or the chairperson in Tshwane, Eugene Bonzo Modise, had said that he prefers Lebogang to come in as chair and Uthike Nxiza as secretary. Has the Youth League pronounced their preferred candidates?
As the YCL, we have not deliberated on the divisions of the NC. As I said, that in the party and in the YCL, our stance has been that of saying, let's allow the ANC processes to unfold, allow members, this is a democratic process, allow them to, have, various perspectives to their differences. But what is important is that beyond this thing, the ANC must be united. We must rally behind the leadership that is elected. And that is where our stance is as the YCL. We have not taken a decision, but individually as members of the ANC, as I've given you my preference, that I believe Panyaza Lesufi represents the type of leadership that we need in this country.
Can I just quickly cut you short? Let's just quickly run to Panyaza Lesufi. Mr. Lesufi, sir! Mr. Lesufi, how are you? Please don't run away from me. You're live on TV. Sir! Sorry, man. Mr. Panyaza, can I just a second of your time, please? You're live on TV, sir.
He's going to be chair.
Is he going to take this?
He's going to be chair of the province.
Well, I did try, Diabo. I tried speaking to Panyaza Lesufi there, who is actually contesting for the position of chairpersonship. Didn't want to speak to us. All he said that he's going to be fine. But of course, his close ally there behind him saying that he will emerge as the chairperson of this province coming out of this conference. Let's just perhaps also get some views and sentiments from some delegates. So, Moko conferencing wena o batla o bona mang gore e be mietapele
nna ke ya go bona banya.
And why do you think he's a candidate, or he should be the provincial chairperson?
Because o khona ya mo bathong o khona bolela le batho o mmona le ka go nje mo education o busy le bana ba sekolo ga ona le problem. Why?
So remember, as a delegate, I mean, conference I saw Tommy. How do you feel for I saw Tommy Kanako in? Are you worried?
No, I'm not worried because
so do you think for the conference come Sunday?
Yeah, it was all like a Sunday.
Okay, Papa Waina, your sentiments?
No, not sentiments like Panyaza. That's our hope that it will revive the movement. Checking umsebenzi wakhe akwenzayo umsebenzi omnikeza perfect. That's why I see 100% panya. Also for the conference come Sunday.
Okay, thank you so much. I also see the provincial secretary here, Mr. Jacob Kawe. Mr. Kawe, sir, how are you? You're live at SABC News. Thank you. Sorry for this.
Okay.
I know that the PEC has been tasked or has been behind closed doors discussing the matter of Ekurhuleni. Has a decision been made? The NEC has instructed you to resolve the matter. What is the way going forward? Delegates are waiting here.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon to you and the viewers. The PEC indeed has been seized with the matter of Ekurhuleni, but also the preparations for the conference. We are in a position now to finalize the statement. If you can be patient and just give us 20 minutes.
Unfortunately, I'm not patient. But how do you see this panning out?
The conference is going ahead.
So does that mean then the issue of Ekurhuleni will be set aside?
Decision.
Will Ekurhuleni go for a rewrite?
I will come back and inform you.
But judging by your facial expression, it seems as if there's no
conference is going ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, Diabo, you've heard it here from SABC News, the provincial secretary here of the ANC in the province, Mr. Jacob Kawe, saying that they've decided on an outcome, and of course, members of the media should wait for 20 minutes, and of course, the statement should come out there out of the PEC. But of course, in his words, you've heard him very clearly. He said that conference will go ahead as planned. As to whether Ekurhuleni will rerun or not, I guess you'll have to be stayed to SABC News on channel 404 to find out all the latest. As from me, Natasha, Phiri and Thabo Mthweni, it's back to you in studio.